Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. As Sherry said, I sit on the board of Easter Seals, which is one of my favorite jobs. I have many of them. Another one of my jobs is being a mother, being a wife. And my husband and I live in Bondurant with our 4 children. 2 of them are here today. Stop it. And as well as my father. This is my daughter, Mia. She's 16 years old. Emotions are really hard for her, and sometimes excitement and anxiousness are the same emotion for her. She was born with a rare genetic condition called 5p minus. This is a spectrum disorder, and when people ask, what does that mean? We use the term, it means her brain works differently. As Mia started to grow and started to notice that she was different than other peers, this was a really good way for us to explain to her why she wasn't necessarily the same. But Mia is still able to do a lot of things. At the time of her diagnosis at 6 months old, we were told that she would never walk or talk, and that she would only be integrated for PE and art. But that's only part of the reason why we're here today. We're here today because of all of the amazing things that Easter Seals does and has done for us. I told you we received her diagnosis when she was 6 months old. I remember going through all of the stages of grief, and eventually, when I got to acceptance, I was ready to hit the ground running. I started contacting all of the resources that I knew, growing up and living my whole life in central Iowa, having an education, having access to all of the things I needed, included a mom who worked in healthcare. I was like, I got this. Boy, was I wrong. Don't get me wrong, I do got this, but it's not how I had it set out in my head. So fast forward for a few months. Remember, I thought I was on all the lists I needed to be and thought we had everything done. I'm sitting at our auditorium in work. At that time, it was Pioneer Hybrid. It's now Corteva Agriscience, which is still where I work. And we had a guest speaker there from Easter Seals come in and talk about all of these great things that you guys have heard about. One of the things they mentioned was case management. It intrigued me because I had no idea what this was. So I went up to the speaker after the session and asked what case management was. And they basically explained it to me that it was the link between the state and the services and the people who need the services. It was like a light bulb went off. I was like, this is what I've been searching for. So I called Easter Seals the next day, got matched up with a case manager, and finally my journey to getting Mia what she needed. The rest was history, right? Yeah, it's not really that easy. But I tell you what, this was the link. This enabled us to get Mia access to so many services. Services like supported community living, which allows her to grow and have the strengths to continue to learn and grow. Respite services, which is a little bit like daycare, but it's so much more impactful for that. It provides me as a break as a mom. It allows us to have an opportunity to be a family of 5. It allows us to do the things that she may not be able to do with us. And it also allows her to hang out with people that are like her. She has also previously received all of the therapies, occupational, speech, physical therapy. But Mia's life hasn't been easy. She used to get sick a lot. We spent many days in the hospital and through doctor's appointments. Her ENT doctor was pretty much another extended member of our family. She's had major surgeries, minor surgeries, and I tell you what, if you can name a silly random health thing, we've probably heard about it. Honestly, I'm really not surprised by much anymore. She wears glasses, has worn a back brace, and has her new AFO leg braces. A good friend of mine explained Mia as having a foot in both worlds. Part of her is a typical 16-year-old who wants to do all of those things that 16-year-olds get to do, but ask her about when she tried to drive the go-kart. The other part of her is still a little kid who loves unicorns and babies and swinging on the swing. She goes places and kids ask her, why does she have those things on her feet? Or why is her head so small? I don't tell you these things for sympathy, but just to understand, there's a lot here. She's complex. just as each of one of us are. However, through all of this, she is literally the most happiest person you'll meet. My son, who's with me today, always says that Mia has main character energy. If you haven't seen her KCCI video, you should go watch it. We go places and people are just gravitated to her. She's never met a stranger. We were at a hockey game and I look over and Mia has a hockey puck from one of the players. Why? I have no idea, because it's Mia. I really can't explain it more than that main character energy. She falls a lot, she never gets hurt, she's not embarrassed, she's not scared of the dark. Life is her movie, we're all just supporting actors. Speaking of movies, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Wonder. If you haven't, you should, but be prepared with your Kleenexes. We are about 5 minutes into the movie, and my oldest looks over and says, "You're already crying, Mom." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't help it." But there's a part in this movie where they send Augie to school for the first time. He, who previously didn't have any friends, comes out with an invitation to go to a friend's house. I don't actually remember the very specifics of what happened, but what I do remember is the look on Julia Roberts' character's face when she realizes that her son, who was born differently, had made a friend. It was like all of the worries that she had had for him were gone in that one moment. While watching the movie, I was like, that's all I want for Mia. I just want her to have friends, because even though she's the main character, she knows she's different. But I got my moment. It's exactly how I felt the first time Mia recognized someone in the community from weekend respite camp here at Easter Seals. Through this journey, Easter Seals has provided us the gift of life, a gift that allows Mia to be the best that she can be, allows me to be the best mom. Not only does she have friends and peers, she's grown in ways I couldn't imagine. She gets so excited to come to camp. She basically runs away from me the minute we get into the parking lot. In fact, she's really bummed she can't be here and she wants to swim right now. But I did tell her there'd be food, so hopefully we'll be all right. She's even participating in a weekly brain health group here on site, which allows her to work through her emotions and reduce what we call our Hulk outs. We're now in this new stage of life and in the process of planning what's next for Mia. She'll graduate next year in 2025, and as much as she would like to move in with her oldest sister in college, I'm not sure her sister is ready for that. But our caseworker here is helping us along the way, and I know that we will find the best place for her to continue to grow and succeed. You know, I feel like my life is pretty privileged, and sometimes I feel like I don't deserve all this beautifulness. But I do know that for whatever reason, God put me on earth to be Mia's mom, and I could not be that mom without Easter Seals and the support that they've given us. Thank you all for being here today, for supporting Easter Seals, and for loving on people like Mia.